Hello, everybody. Welcome to Most Wanted Topics. I'm your host, Kevin Dennison, along with me, Atomic Tommy, and we're broadcasting to you from our studios here at the store, Most Wanted Comics here in beautiful Bloomington, Minnesota. Atomic Tommy, how are you doing today?
Dealing with dry eyes. My eyes are extremely dry in here.
I see allergy season is among us.
Yep, I'll be blinking quite a bit here.
Okay, so Tommy is not winking at the ladies. He's not winking at you. He's just got dry eyes.
Just got the dry eyes. Yep.
Gotta let you know, we have a busy and jam-packed show for you today. We're going to talk about the comic books. Atomic Tommy's going to render his opinions. And then we're going to talk about our trip. We went to Planet Comiccon for their 25th anniversary.
We did. It was a big show.
Kansas City doesn't disappoint. I tell you what. It is so fun. If you ever do go to a comic convention, I know San Diego is on everybody's list to go, but I tell you what, Planet Comiccon is my favorite cons to go to. You know, from Minnesota, it's only between a 6 and 7 hour drive straight down 35W. Easy to get to. It's a fun town. The show is great. We're going to talk about this. But right now, let's get into our Atomic Tommy's takes on some books on what came out and what is coming out.
That's right. Quickly, though, going back, Kansas City, man, it's fun being in a town that's proud of their sports teams. I mean, if I had a nickel for every... I mean,
I'm retiring now.
There was a lot of Chiefs stuff out there. I bought a jersey. You guys probably won't be able to believe it. I did buy a Chiefs jersey.
My son is talking about sports. I've been waiting for this day. Thank you, God. This is so great. What my son brings a tear talking about sports.
It's just everybody was so proud to be a Chiefs fan. Nobody here is proud to be a Vikings fan. That shit sucks. The Vikings suck, okay? Maybe if we had a half-decent team...
You can reach Tommy at P.O. Box.
Maybe if we had a half-decent team, we could enjoy being proud of it, but, man, it was just nice to feel...
Okay, he's just getting into sports he doesn't quite get yet.
He doesn't quite understand. Get it yet. What has the Vikings done for me?
He doesn't know what he says. Stay calm. No heart attacks out there.
The last time I was happy with the Vikings was when Stephon Diggs made that great catch. What was it, the Minneapolis Miracle or something like that?
Yeah.
What was that, 2017?
Oh, shut up. You know what?
2016?
When Tim Irwin comes in here to be a guest, do not talk about anti-Vikings to him.
I mean, he's from a different time, okay? Nowadays, the Vikings suck. But anyway, and I will die on that hill. Anyway, the comic books, what we're all here for. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to switch it up this week. And I'm going to do what's coming out before we do review, because it's fresh in my mind and I don't want to lose it.
Don't lose it.
Coming out this week. Coming out this week. I almost messed up my words there, but we recovered. Coming out this week, Transformers #6. Great run. Pick it up. I think it's the end of their first arc, and they'll be starting a new one in issue 7, but I'm not positive on that. Don't quote me. Also switching to Marvel because nothing ever good comes out in DC.
Hold on one second. Are they keeping their same creative team?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but they split their stories into arcs.
I get that. I just want to make sure they weren't already splitting up the team.
It's still Daniel Warren Johnson, to my knowledge.
That's why Image has it together, folks.
Yep. And then switching over to Marvel, Ghost Rider. I think it's called The Last Vengeance #1. Another Ghost Rider title. They have a lot of Ghost Rider titles, but everybody likes Ghost Rider. I don't remember what the title is called. It's a weird title, but a new Ghost Rider comes out this week. And also, this is what I'm most excited for, Black Widow and Hawkeye #1. It's awesome.
Hawkeye, that's a big character for you.
It's awesome to see these characters getting some love. And I even think Black Widow might be with her symbiote that she got in the Venom run. Spoilers if you haven't read that, but Black Widow does have a symbiote now. And she might even be wearing it with Hawkeye in this new run, so that could be cool.
I think it could be a good series. It's got a shot. I'm a Hawkeye fan. People like Black Widow. People like Hawkeye.
I don't know. Another thing that may or may not sell, we'll see. It's kind of what sells and what doesn't at this point. But anyway, that's what's coming out this week. Notice we didn't mention any DC because, like I just mentioned, nothing ever good comes out in DC.
Although... just to kind of throw ahead here, I did get a page from Batman Offworld.
We did. Batman Offworld is probably the only good thing coming out, but that's not coming out this week. So
no, I get that.
It's unfortunate. We did get some Batman Offworld art, though. That's such a good book. All right, let's talk about the stuff that came out last week. Are you ready?
All set to go. Let's do it.
All set to
up.
go. All right. Well, we will talk about Ultimate X-Men, but first we're going to talk about the Century, the 4-issue miniseries that just wrapped up this past week. Man, what an interesting book. I think it's nice to see the Century again. You know, it's a character that I really like, and not a character that's used quite enough. I think they never really know what to do with him. They bring him in, then they get rid of him, and then they bring him in again, they get rid of him. But here we follow the Century dead, right? The Century is dead now, and his powers have been bestowed and given to these 5 individuals across the earth, and Misty Knight and Jessica Jones have to go and hunt down these strange people with the Century's powers. It's actually it's a cool story, and the way that they kind of did it is there's 5 or 6 people that have the Century's powers, but we really only focus on 2 of them, and what they do is actually quite clever because they take the Century's key character traits, the good person who tries to be a hero but often sort of falls short and is worried about what his evil alter ego and evil alter persona, the Void, will do and the damage he can wreak. And they sort of take those character traits that make up the Century and split them up and personify them into 2 individual characters in Mallory and Ryan, who are our 2 main characters. Ryan being the evil Century who wants all the power for himself, and Mallory being the, kind-hearted hero who is sort of scared of the damage she can cause, but ultimately wants to do the right thing. It's a really cool story that, keeps true to the Century's key characters in sort of a different way with new people. The problem that I have with it, however, is that the writing could use just a touch of subtlety. I mean, just a little dash of subtlety, because
a little bit.
Mallory, being the kind-hearted hero, does have a disability in cerebral palsy, and that's sort of the catalyst, I guess, that they use to sort of keep that internal conflict going and reflective of the original Century. And that if you look at the original Century, he did have these great powers. He wanted to be a hero, but he had this alter ego that kept him back, and that held him back, and that kept him sort of scared to really do anything, right? Because the Void is super dangerous and could kill everybody. Now, obviously, in the case of Mallory, it's not that extreme, but that is the catalyst that they use to sort of reflect that trait. The problem with it is that I don't need it explained to me. I get the internal conflict. I understand the problem. I understand what they're trying to say. You don't need to spell it out every issue, okay? I get it, which is why the story needs just a dash of subtlety.
That was an in-depth take for a 4-issue run.
Well, I think it's important because a lot of people have been asking about this. I think it's underrated, and I think it's important to know sort of where the flaws might be, but also understand why it's good and why it's worth reading.
I think that segment lasted longer than the 4 issues.
I think it might have, but that's good. But anyway, I wanted to be more in depth.
It was thorough.
I feel like I needed to be a little bit more in depth, but obviously that's just my take. It's not.
It was thorough.
Some people might not have a problem with it, which is fine. Obviously, let me know what you thought. And now let's talk about Ultimate X-Men. A strange case. The strange case of Ultimate X-Men. A book that didn't really sell.
Well, at our store it didn't sell.
Our store it didn't sell, and probably didn't sell much place else because on eBay it's really only going for $5-6.
It wasn't hot like the others.
It wasn't hot like the others. I think it started out going for maybe 10 or 20 on the first day, but it has such come down, and it is now going for about $5 or $6. And you got to ask yourself why. Ultimate Spider-Man is a book that still goes for consistently $80. Black Panther goes for $20-30. So what happened to Ultimate X-Men? Well,
I think it was the anime.
Might have been the anime, and the bottom line truth is that nobody wanted to read it. People wanted to read Black Panther. They wanted to read Spider-Man, but people didn't want to read X-Men. And that's a tough pill to swallow, I think, for a lot of people because the X-Men is really popular, and they should be. I guarantee you, if this book had Wolverine on the cover and it was your typical X-Men, it would be probably going for more.
It'd be a big seller.
It'd be a big seller, and it'd probably be worth more than Ultimate Spider-Man. But it's not, and it doesn't have those characters. And whether that's a good or bad thing is something that you got to read and decide for yourself. Personally, I like that they're doing something different. The art style isn't particularly my thing. I'm not a huge anime guy, but I can appreciate what they're trying to do with it, and I can appreciate the cultural differences that they're making on the X-Men. It's a Japanese story as of now. And I think that's kind of cool, given that the writer, Peach Momoko, shares, is reflecting her culture on the book she's writing, and I think that's really cool.
Peach Momoko is a top talent in the industry.
Yes, she is.
And is it going to be right for the X-Men? We don't know yet. It's too early to call. But we know she's a top talent in the industry. She's a great artist, and now she gets to prove herself as a writer, too.
Yeah, and the thing about Peach Momoko is that her style is very different than any other artist you'll see in comic books right now. I mean, between the colors and the art style being a more manga, type drawing style, it's just not going to be for everybody. A lot of comic readers, especially a lot of older comic readers, which are the only people reading new comics, don't typically appreciate that style. Meanwhile, you got the younger audience who is more anime, is more manga, that don't read American comics. So it's this weird, it's this weird sort of dichotomy where you just, who are they making it for, I think is my biggest question. Are they making it to try and get the younger audiences in to read? Or are they making it for the older people who maybe want to keep up with the Ultimate Universe?
Or just getting it to cross over. Or just people want to cross over. If you like anime, you're going to like this comic book. You like manga, you're going to like this comic book.
That could be it too. But then you got to ask yourself, if your main consumer base doesn't really appreciate that style, what are you really accomplishing? Right now, obviously, I don't have the statistics. I don't have the numbers. I can't prove that.
No.
But I can also tell you that the book didn't really sell well, and you got to look at why, and that's got to mean something. So, Ultimate X-Men, if we talk about the story for a second, though, was really cool. It was really different. I will say, if I didn't know it was an X-Men book going in, I wouldn't have been able to tell it was an X-Men book, and I still don't know yet if that's a good or bad thing. I'd read it for yourself. I'd check it out. I don't think it was bad. I think it's different, and I think different is what the Ultimate Universe is all about. So, that's Ultimate X-Men. Check it out for yourself.
Yeah, I think it's a read and decide, and hey, smash the like button. All right, subscribe if you're interested. If you like the channel, if you like what's going on here, but throw us a comment. Let us know what you thought of Ultimate X-Men. Give us your take. Let us know what you think.
Give us your take. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you read this week. I want to know what you thought. I know what you did. I want to know what you read this week, and I want to know what you thought about it. Also, what are you looking forward to coming up? Let me know. I love to hear from you.
Yeah. Let Atomic Tommy know. Let him have it. All right.
Please.
All right, now it's we're not getting this yet. Time to talk about a wrap up of Kansas City.
Yes, it is.
And I'm super stoked. We had a great time at Planet Comiccon. We got to meet some cool people, talk to some cool artists. I tell you what, I was able to buy. It's kind of funny because Doug Mankey, Pat Gleason, Tom Nguyen, they all live in Minnesota. And they're right next to Jason Aaron, who we went to see.
Yes, we did.
Saw Jason Aaron. But it's funny, we had to go to Kansas City to see people we see in Minnesota. But it was funny. I did buy a page of Batman Off-World. You can see it right here. I did pick up a page from Mankey. Awesome page, I think. And then you didn't do too shabby yourself.
I did not. Francis Manapul was there.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody that I have wanted to meet for a long time. His run on the New 52 Flash is part of the reason why the Flash is my favorite character, and also the part of the reason why I got back into comics in the first place. So it's a run that is special to me. It's a run that I really enjoy. And he was there, and man, did I drop some cash on him. I bought an original page. I got a commission. I got some books signed and slapped. Hopefully that stuff comes back to me soon. You can see this stuff.
I tell you what, just take a look at now. Here's a little video clip of Manapul drawing your comic that you didn't get witnessed. It is going to CGC, so I can't wait to see what it turns out as. But just look at how he draws. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
You can see right now how he's drawing it. It's looking fantastic. I mean, it's an awesome Flash cover you got, Tommy. It's a beautiful piece.
It's colors and everything.
I just checked this out. Look how he's drawing that. That's just unbelievable. Looking good. Colors are great. Just for how quick he's doing it. Look at the detail. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a great cover. I hope it grades well. I mean, just a beautiful job.
He even added some lightning effects on the back of the cover.
Yeah,
very cool.
I tell you what. Yeah, I mean, just that video is awesome. Yep, and
you can see the picture with him and me right there
with Dunn. Yeah, Dunn. Here's the Dunn product. on its way to CGC, and yeah, that's just awesome. And then I also had a challenge. Jason Aaron was running late that morning, so we were in Aaron's line waiting. I said I bet Doug can get a sketch done before Aaron gets to the show. And so I had Doug Mankey here do a quick sketch of Green Lantern for me, and sure enough, he rocked that thing out like nobody's business.
Yep.
It got done like 5 seconds before Jason Aaron showed up. That's great. You can see him sketching right now. Isn't that awesome? And here's the finished product. Looks good. And Doug did say we don't know when, but we will make an announcement. At some point, he will sign in the shop. We don't have to go looking for him.
We do not have.
We don't have to go look for Doug Mankey like we had to go looking for Jurgens.
We had to go looking for Dan Jurgens, man.
But I tell you what, look, and then let's talk about the show now. There's so many cool things about Planet Comiccon. We talked about a couple of artists that we met. We showed you some stuff. If you haven't been there before, here's kind of how it's laid out. You know, they have the entertainment part on the far end, and then they have it by the fandom with the cosplay and Droid, 501st Legion, Cobra, G.I. Joe, Ghostbusters, anything, whatever your fandom, they have that broken out there. Then they have the artist section, and then they have the comic section and art sketches, different people that do prints, and then they have
artist alley,
and then they have your crafts and all that other stuff.
Yeah, it was just your typical show floor. And it was laid out really well. There wasn't that many arts and crafts around. Not that I necessarily have a problem with arts and crafts, but I do appreciate more the comics and toys going to a pop culture convention.
They did a good job putting it into their own alley.
Yeah, they had a good job keeping things sort of concentrated. There were comic vendors kind of spread out through the exhibitor section, but you got a little taste of everything walking around.
So yeah, as you can see from the video, it was well laid out. The show was awesome.
Got a taste for some of the vendors there.
Yeah, and you know what? And then I took some random pictures of just some other stuff, like the the bulldog with the Grogu.
Yeah, that was funny. They had him sort of wheeling around on a remote control car.
So let us know if you like that pic. That's a great pic. We got a great picture of Grogu. It was just a funny picture. And then here's some droids and stuff. But, yeah, Planet Comiccon, I highly recommend it. If you get a chance to go to any comic convention, go to Planet Comiccon. I don't know the dates for next year. I know it's going to be late March.
Late March, I think it's... I don't remember the dates. It's late March, so I think it's maybe around the 22nd through the 24th, that kind of range, but I'm not 100% sure. The last thing, though, Dad... What did you pick up for yourself at the show? What did you pick up?
I picked up the page, of course, from Mankey. Got the sketch done from Mankey. Let's see, what else did I get? I got a cool toy for myself, a vintage toy for myself that I wanted, a G.I. Joe toy, just to have on my own shelf. Yeah, but you're the one that made out like a bandit. You got to see your favorite Maniple.
I did. I got some pages. I got a commission for you comic book lovers. I did pick up a couple books. Got Original Sin #4 for Silk. That's a book I'd highly recommend picking up if you can. I think that's gonna go nothing but up. I think it's got a rock. It's gonna skyrocket. Also, Marvel.
We'll see how it does with the movies.
Also picked up a Marvel Premiere 15. One of those books that I've really wanted for a while, so I picked up some stuff.
Well, I mean, and Matthew, of course, was in heaven. He got a couple of G1 Transformers, got a Transformer to take home.
Yep.
Matthew was just loving life at the show. We had a lot of trouble keeping him calm.
Yep.
So anyway, that was Planet Comiccon wrap up, and they really do celebrate so many different types of fandoms.
Yep.
Whatever it is, they have it there from Fonzie, from Happy Days to Lumberjanes to G.I. Joe to Star Wars, you name it.
To all the anime, One Piece,
all of it,
Dragon Ball.
Yeah, they got
things like Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, so whatever your fandom, they have it. House cleaning items, we have Kevin Tapney here March 23rd from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's $15 per item autograph. That does not include the item. If you have your own item, feel free to bring it. Then you only have to pay $15 for the autograph. If you want to combine a selfie with that, then it goes up to $20. Otherwise, it's $15 for an autograph or $15 for a selfie or $20 for the combo, which is a great deal. If you have your own stuff to sign, great. If you don't, we have stuff at the store for purchase, like mini helmets, baseballs, baseball cards, 8x10s, etc. But anyway, that does it for this week.
Nope. The only thing we have to say is that the March 16th New Pain Day does, due to extremely unforeseen circumstances, does have to be rescheduled for a later date. We will give details in a new date on that as soon as we have it.
Yeah,
but for right now, New Pain Day
is
off for the 16th and will be rescheduled for
so March 23rd on the calendar, everybody. March 23rd for the Kevin Tapley signing, 1991 world champion. New Pain Day is postponed temporarily. We'll come up with a new date for that as soon as we work it out with Keith. So anyway, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Shout out to Matt. Shout out to JD. Shout out to Jimmy the Souser.
Jimmy the Souser.
And of course, Larry and Sam and Terry and Nikki. Wanted to get a shout out to them as well. So take care, everybody. We'll see you next week.